special delivery service, aka me, was just on the way to the post box. To deliver this, I should turn it this way around because data protection, so you can't see the address and steal our client database. Very exciting. Look at all of these boxes, and I think I know exactly what they are, and I'm very, very excited. So excited that I can jump for joy because it's the paint that is going to stop this place looking like a slightly dishevelled establishment just in time for the open day. And behind me here are the contents of the delivery. So we've got the grey fence paint here and the black wood paint here, and this will help us smarten everywhere up. And while I've been unboxing, Lisa's been mucking out with her friend Kathleen. They are proper like girly natters. Whoa! So yeah.
Keeps hitting me.
Does she?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
Would you like to take this up with HR department?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, when Tamara's up and about with Woody, we'll let her know that Kathleen
no,
McCarrott's
so
been hitting you.
Tomorrow.
You won't let Tamara know?
I won't take on Tamara. No.
Oh, okay. Well, Tamara will be taking on Kathleen on your behalf.
Kathy,
yeah, Kathy. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe she doesn't like being called Kathy.
Oh, I haven't called her Kathy.
Okay, that's good.
She's just bashed me on the back of the head a few times because I backed into her.
Well, Ruthless B, who donated Kathleen, your carrot has some serious anger issues. But maybe it's because Nira hasn't been in here much playing with her. She's feeling a bit upset.
She's feeling a bit lonely, maybe.
She is. And then out here we've got Veebs, who's mowing the lawn. And then here we have the posts that are part of what will be painted with the grey fence paint. There's Annie just watching the world go by. And then these black hooks here, they'll be painted with the black wood paint, as will ideally that door there. And then we've got, you can see here, some more black hooks here, the black bit of wood there. We've also got the mounting block that needs painting. And then through here we've got, this is the little rain machine from when we did more drive experiences to allow people to sample the rains. So this is how Tracey used to demonstrate how to hold them on the carriage. Let me see if I can remember. It goes roughly a little something like this. And I think it's, yeah, so that's wrong, but you get the impression, because I don't remember because I don't drive, but you know. Don't drive a car and I don't drive a horse, and I'm 20, it's a cause of concern. Moving on. There's also that needs painting, the hooks there with the black wood paint. That little thing there. There's also some bits outside stable stays that need painting with it. And then coming out here we've got the round pen, which will be repainted with the grey fence paint. And then we've got Nero's turnout that will also be repainted with the grey fence paint. And we've got some black metal paint on the way, which I'll use to do, obviously, these bits down here. So there's a fair bit which is necessary for a farm on this scale. And here's little Nero himself in his purple pyjamas. Because it's a pyjama day! Yay! Is it a pyjama day? It is. It's a pyjama day indeed. And I think it'd look smart as well, as if this is round the back of stable stays, this blue bit here, would be if we painted that black too. Because the only reason it got painted blue was because we didn't have any black paint. So somebody just decided to slap a bit of that on there several years ago. But now we do have the rightful paint, so we can do that. And that'll help it look smart. Here we have Annie and Veebs, who are grazing in the little garden behind the cottage. Hello, friends. This means that they get to monitor all comings and goings. They've got a little clipboard up there to record. There's a fallen down tree. I'm going to pick that up. Oh, the soil's blowing out the pot as well. That's never good, that. Never good. Up it goes. There's a very pretty, though. Nice and pink. And Lisa and I were just heading down the road to go and bring all the boys in, because we've got Chris the farrier coming later. So he's going to be doing Ice's fronts, because Ice pulls shoes off for fun, as does Hannes, so he's pulled one off as well. I think Hannes is due a full set because one of his back feet was rattling a little bit on our hack the other week, so that just means the shoe is nearly coming off, coming a bit loose, so get those back on. Uber needs a trim, as does the albino, so it's a busy morning for Chris. There they all are, you can see them in the front there, all ready for us to go and get them in. And here they all are. We've got Uber, ice in the muzzle. He's still kept it on, which is pretty impressive. He's also got his boy bits out. That's a rude ice. Here, Obi. There's little Hennies and the albino. So all of these are going to be coming in. They all look quite sleepy, actually.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, but it's not surprising with the amount of grass they'll have consumed last night. No. Ice is that tired that he can't even keep his boy bits in. It's just too much effort, so he's had to put them out. Yes. So we've got Ice and Hennis, who keeps on trying to grab the cow parsley. Hennis, that's cheeky. Come on. Riding shotgun. And then we have Uber and little Princey with Leisa and little Princicle bringing up the rear. Hennis, Ice on the road. All coming in. Hennis! That is so cheeky. So cheeky. No, it's not snack time. So Annie and Vives are still on reception. Vives is just, you can see, he's on high alert now because the first entries from the field have arrived. So we just need to wait for him to give us the go ahead and tell us that we can walk past the barrier. Just wait for him to come round and welcome everybody in, because that's his job. It's the front of house horse here at the Friesian Experience. And there's just quite a large number of guests to allow in from the gates. It might take him a little while, especially with the albino fugitive. Here he comes. Come on, Vibes, it's safe. They're not going to eat you. Little Princicle is just, yeah, Prince was just waiting for the nod from Annie to let him know that he could enter. Annie, oh, here's Vibes. He's a little bit late, but they're here to check everybody in. Check everybody into the top yard. Hello! Here he comes. He's done his bit. He's just going to go and check in Obi and the albino. Annie's just here, just checking out these two, making sure they haven't brought anything they shouldn't up from the field. Ice, it's not your job to check out Annie. That's just Obi doing what Obi does. Obi, you know Veebs is a boy. Uber, sorry. Uber. So that's just what Uber does when he greets people. Because he wasn't taught his manners by his mummy at a young age, apparently. Although I was taught my manners. Hannes obviously has forgotten his manners. That's rude. That's rude. You can't just stop pulling me around. Come on. You've been checked in now. We can continue. So the albino will roam free with Annie and Veebs. He just roams free all day, every day, wherever he goes, really. Oh, Veebs, yep. You've just got to check them out. Annie said the ice looked a bit dodgy, so Veebs had to carry out additional security checks just to make sure there's nothing in the muzzle that shouldn't be there. Excellent, excellent. Yep. It's okay, boys. You've been given the go-ahead. Yeah, you know, security. They just had to check they hadn't brought anything they shouldn't up from the field. There's Annie going to go and check out the albino. Yeah. And here we have triangle toes. Number 1. So you can see he's pulled off his front shoe. He hasn't made too much of a mess of it, actually. His is still quite a good shape, which is helpful. And then we have Hannes, his triangle toes, number 2. Yes. So Hannes's feet are quite poor, really, just in the sense that his lower leg conformation isn't brilliant, and the feet themselves, they're just not very durable. They tend to break quite easily, so you can see it's broken a little bit there, and a little bit here. But when Chris comes, he'll get them rasped round into a decent shape again, and he'll get a shoe back on. But for Hannes, this isn't even that bad. He has had them a worse shape than this, and you can see there, even with the shoe on, it's cracked a little bit. And that is just the nature of his feet. They're just not good, bless him. I mean, it doesn't drastically affect him as such. It just means his feet are more susceptible to breaking up, which is why he has all four shod, even though he doesn't drive. Whereas the likes of Uber and Little Princicle, they both have really good feet, so they can both go barefoot all the way. And other than Obi's being a bit long at the moment, you can see they're in really, really good condition. And that's just, every horse has a slightly different foot conformation. So also with some horses' feet being more susceptible to breaking than others, like Hannes's, you have different kind of shapes. Anya has exceptional feet actually. And the interesting thing about hers is when hers grow, they just grow up. So they never, whereas Micah's, when hers grow, if she goes, when she's close to shoeing or if she goes a few days over, they've just splayed out. Annie is better than Micah's in that example because at least if they're going taller, they still keep the good shape. Whereas Micah's just splaying out, they just go like dinner plates and then they go all flat. And also with having flat soles, they're more at risk of getting a bruised sole, obviously, because if it's flat, they're close to the stones, whereas going up, like Annie's, and Annie's also have a nice concave shape inside that helps protect from the stones. So over here we have Annie, who has all four shod because she's a driving horse, therefore she needs studs in her back feet to help her grip on the roads. And you can see with her feet here, you can see they're a nice shape. And like I've said, when they grow, they'll grow up and keeping their shape rather than splaying like Micah's would. Ice has just gone in with Nero. He's having some muzzle free time as well. So he will thoroughly enjoy eating the hay while he can. So Veebs is currently obsessed with the albino, so he's just been following him around. Haven't you, Teddy? And Prince has just taken refuge next to Leisa because Lisa's told him she'll protect him. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Princey is currently running away from Veebs. I need to take it is. He's gonna say no. As for little Hannes, I'm just going to give his eye a quick clean. So as you can see, I know it looks quite nasty, this crusty bit, but it's actually not. That's just where his eye is, obviously, as you can see there. That's Prince and Uber, just where it's ran a little bit, which it always does, just because of the nature of how droopy it is. And obviously he can't blink fully. So I'll give that a little clean. Just can't get enough of the poor little albino. That's why Prince's emoji is the polar bear, because A, he's white, and B, he makes bear sounds. So Hannes's eye looks much better already, because I've just wiped it round with this cotton swab here. You can see it's quite dirty. This isn't all from the eye, a lot of it is from around the edge. Good lad. And on this cotton wool is just a mixture of water and iodine, just to clean it out and keep it clean. Little Princicle's watching on. He likes Hannes the best. I mean, Hannes does occasionally chase him in the field, but... Oh, hello! No, that's not for you. This is Hannes's eye drops. It's not for the albino. No! And then the next phase is his eye drops, which is really good to have in. Good boy. Ooh. Then once I put those in, good boy, I'm just going to kind of hold his eye together like this, just to help him blink it in. Good boy. Good lad. So it's important to have clean hands for that. And that'll just help him lubricate it, because obviously he can't blink fully himself. Good lad. Final step of Hannes's eye routine is this heel balm, and even though it's a hot product designed for humans, this was recommended by Hannes's eye specialist vet friend, Chris Dixon, because he used it himself on his foot after recovering from surgery, and he was amazed at how good and quickly the skin healed and how elasticy it made it. So he was like, actually, I think this might work out really well for Hannes's eye, and it has done. So we just put a little bit of this around the edge of the eyeball, so get some here, just a little bit, so just right the way around the edge. Good boy. And obviously very, very careful not to get any of this in the eye itself. Good boy. And you can see he's just really, really good during the whole process, kind of right up to the corners there. Good lad. Good boy. The top as well. Good boy. Good lad. There we go. There we go. And then I'm even going to get a little bit more and just pop it in this area here, because that's where the eye runs onto, so just to keep the skin there nice and moisturised. And luckily, you know, the eye running onto this skin here, it doesn't really seem to irritate it, because it's not like it's anything, it's literally just moisture from the eye, but just to make sure that the skin under here does stay nice and soft so that it never will irritate, we pop this on there. And that is his eye good to go. So that's kind of his daily routine for it. And I'll go and get him an apple to say thank you for being so good. But as it's quite windy, I am going to pop him in a box this morning just to give him his eye a break from the wind, because sometimes when it is quite windy, and if he hasn't had his mask on, because he doesn't always have it on, because sometimes he gets it off, and B, sometimes weather conditions change drastically, so we haven't had time to put it on before it got windy. Sometimes his eye does get, it almost gets, the wind just kind of burns the underside of it, which hasn't happened this time, which is really good. But just so it gets a break, I'll pop him in the stable this morning. Yes. Here's Veeps trying to make peace with the albino. Prince, do not, oh good boy for not stomping on the flower garden. Yeah, Princey just seems to have issues with any other horse coming close to him. Oh, hello. Do you want to come close to me though? Oh no, Veeps. Take a hint. You know, take a hint, little man. He doesn't want to play. Does that, stomping away from about the third time today, looks like he wants to play? No. No, I think you're coming on a bit too strong. Oh, he wants to talk to Leisa though. Yes. Oh.
Back for more. I can't protect you if you go out there.
And here's Hoitze now. I want to get his legs trimmed. A, ready for the open day, because we're going to get them all trimmed up for the open day. B, he needs it. And C, Sam the vet did an appalling little clip of these little squares here and here from when he had these joints medicated earlier this year. Sam always gives shocking haircuts. He doesn't even blend it. I'm currently dressed like a maintenance man or a council worker in my high-vis jacket. I've got bib and brace waterproof trousers on under here as well, and that's because when you're trimming, especially in the wind, the hair just gets absolutely everywhere. So to try and protect my clothes from getting hair stuck in them, I'm wearing all of this. And here's my trusty weapon. Woo! These are great, these trimmers, but they're quite different to the old ones we have, because you see the handle's longer, so it's taken me a little bit just to adjust the balance of them, because it's a bit different, which is but getting the balance right is really important, because if you go in at too sharp angle or not sharp enough, you're going to get a completely different trim to what you would do when you're going in at the right angle. So it's just all these little things that we learn as we go with new equipment. But these are so much better though, because they just glide through the hair. The albino's back. So here we go. Look at that, stunning. So when I'm trimming, I normally go to roughly, I'll go maybe a bit further if I take it to roughly about knee height, going this way up and taking quite a lot of hair off. And then from knee height down, I just blend in with the rest of the hair, because obviously if I was going to take it really short all the way up to the top of the leg, that would just look ridiculous, because I'm not going to trim anything on his body. So by blending from the knee down, I can get a nice neat trim. I've got a fugitive. She's procrastinating.
I am procrastinating.
Which is fair. Well, no. This is actually a mental respite break to optimise productivity.
Is it?
Yeah, so that you can go back in there feeling refreshed and ready to be a keyboard warrior again.
I can.
So this is a mental health tail pick.
It is.
Some people go on mental health walks. Tracey goes on mental health dandruffing.
Because it is very.
He needs some head and shoulders.
He does. It's a little bit scurfy in there. But
It's almost as greasy as Bailey's hair.
Oh. They often get these bits right down at the dog. and that's what can cause their tails to be quite itchy. Renska gets it a lot, but Renska gets ingrowing hairs in here. So this is just because it makes this skin growth.
The albino's back. He just keeps on popping up like a little ghost.
Aww.
He is a little ghost, really. He's white.
The birds haven't done a very good job of completely deflating him yet.
No, they haven't. He's an absolute chick right now at the moment.
Yeah.
Really, for real.
Birds love him.
They do. Bird magnet. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to leave you to get on with trimming the big fella's legs.
Yeah, I'll do yours after.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, maybe you don't.
Yeah. And this is why trimming in the wind is never a good idea. Insanity. In other news though, Hoitze is now nice and smart. I've given his face a good trim as well, so that, and his ears. So obviously with the ears we always leave the hair inside just around the edges, so he's nice and smart now. Leisa has been, oh that looks so much better. She's done the barn doors.
More covered in it than...
Yeah, it's gone from the barn doors and the floor onto Leisa. She's going to take it back to the Isle of Wight with her. Oh, Lynn's house, yeah. Sorry, Lynn. So look at how smart that looks now. That is really smart. So yeah, that'll be ready to be repainted later this week. So Chris has arrived. He's given Obi's feet a trim. Obi's back in his box, ready to have a feed. The albino's still here, and Hannes is his next customer of the day. So Hannes was the one who pulled a shoe, and his back feet are quite long. So that'll be a full set for him today, won't it? I think so. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, everyone just got a really nice shot of your bum. Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be Hannes having a full set. Prince, stop it. Yeah. And then Hoitze's in there, and I'll wash his legs after Lisa's finished with the hose. I'm down at the field now. I've just fed everybody their lunch, and this is a task that takes about 15 or 20 minutes really, because when I bring the feed down here I obviously have to distribute them to them all, and then because Doutzen has quite a big feed, just to help her keep her condition on, I have to pull her out into this bit here so she eats separately so the others don't steal it. There's her bowl. And because it's a big feed and she's a slow eater, it takes her about 10-15 minutes to eat. So obviously I have to sit here and wait for her to finish her food before I go back up so that I can put her back in here. But it's actually really nice because it just, when you're doing that, it just gives you the chance to go up to the rest of them after you've finished and give them a scratch and just check everybody's okay and happy. And there they all are now, back out in the wilderness. In the rain. Miss Mabel's out the back there. She was disgusted that I put her muzzle back on. She tried to shy away from it, but luckily I got hold of her again and got it on her. You always feel bad putting things like muzzles on them, but at the end of the day it's for their own good so that Mabel doesn't consume so much she pops. I'm gonna get back on the quad bike and head back up the road. There it is, just the other side of the fence. Here we have the absolute cheek of my mother, who has the audacity to load up the farm vehicle with laundry from stable stays.
Dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
Dirty laundry.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this in the bedding block. There we go. It's on.
Multitasking. We like it.
We do.
Do you want to go to the toilet as well?
No thanks. She always sports socks and sandals. Here's the Massey. She's having a good wash. Yeah, who's the valet? No. Yeah, Lisa's now a tractor valet. Valet services. Yeah. Yeah, up and down the nation with a Karacha K5. Got the harrows on the back which are falling to pieces. Oh, same. Wouldn't it do us all, Lisa? If that's what we're getting paid, give me that. Yeah, fight you. No.
Oh God, I'll take you with me.
Okay, cool. That's, yeah, that works.
Just you and me.
Just, yeah, you and me, always. Yeah. basically our little team night out. Every now and then we go to the Thai restaurant, eat lots of food, come out bloated and sleepy, and it's worth it. Especially in the middle of winter when doing this day to day, as much as we love it, we're wet, disgusting, cold, windswept, and we walk around looking like little boys because we're wearing about 6 square jackets. So it's nice to go somewhere for an evening and be clean, warm, dry, and wear clothes that remind us that yes, we are women with boobs. So I'm here today at the memorial site for the bench as destroyed by Nero. So I'm just going to offload my little friends here and lay them to rest until we next get a skip to dump them in. They're quite heavy, especially for a small person with small boobs. Not that, actually, I think having big boobs would actually inhibit the ability to lift heavy things. I just don't think they'd help. Yeah, my next big friend. Now I just stretch my back out because I lifted those with a pole and fall. So the boys are all just about to go back out, and Annie is on the prowl for their food because she doesn't get her tea till later. Ooh, I wouldn't oppose.
No, because the tractor's there.
Yeah, Annie, that's not the right place to start a fight. And she is not beating Uber. No. There's little Princey, Hannes, and Ace. I wouldn't, Annie. So that's just Annie trying to challenge Uber, but I don't think she'll manage. Hoitze kicking a little bit because he wants a feed, but he'll have his later, as will Veebs and Nero. Nero's not bothered because he's got hay. Veeb isn't that bothered either, but I'll go and drop them some carrots along with Annie outside because she doesn't look best pleased at all. She looks fuming. That's another day over and out. So we've got Squabby eating a little bowl of carrots. Well, Hoitze is out here. He's just had his legs washed. He's having his tea. The reason why these two are wearing rugs is because they're going back out tonight, and obviously because their field's slightly smaller than the big ones outside, just means that they'll be able to stay warm enough without having to run around. Veeb's eating his tea. Got Annie eating hers in here. And Nero eating his in here. And he's had a roll by the looks of things as well.